Hello, hello, hello. We're wonderful audience. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy 2025. We're glad to be back today in January 12th, 2025. We miss Una. I hope Una miss we too. So we want get the ball rolling. So part of what we're going to discuss today, it will be something the issue of the Sierra Leone aviation, whether we airline or the aviation, were they under ban or some kind of prohibition or restriction as to flying routes or routes. So we get forgot, of course, no, don't forget, say, we'll get a very able person we could talk to about that today, you know, and on this air transport matters. And in that respect, we also could talk about some broken promises with respect to the airport or the aviation situation in Sierra Leone concerning the group we build the new terminal and some other things with them before do, where they still not do, where look at what say they not plan for do. So we'll touch on that. Then, of course, we'll get other issues then. We'll go into what we call the fishery situation, the fishing situation in Sierra Leone. And in that context, we will talk about recently where either the minister or the deputy minister of fisheries, they talk about restricting certain areas where people and they go and fishing because they wanted to fish them born Pekin. So we'll go on a way and view how we feel, and we're not think say that will produce the intended result where the minister they talk about, unless he can show you some scientific proof that telling people enough for go fish, for give the fish then time for born, go give we the quantity of fish where the country might need for the rest of the year. So we'll go talk about that. Then we'll talk, of course, governance, the whole issue about government business, where the chief minister and members of parliament about what in term as criticism and whether it is or it is not, and if it is, whether it is permissible, and if should that even be an issue of a minister. So we'll go talk about that. We'll go talk about the ACC versus Parliament on the Auditor General in report, and then we'll go talk about the Speaker of the House, where it restricts or ban a reporter not for reports from the grounds of Parliament anymore, whether that is right and that is wrong. And we'll therefore look at all of that in the context of the rule of law. So we will touch on the issues in there. And we hope if any of you get any idea, any suggestions, even any objection to some of the things that we will say, or want to get any disagreement, feel free for call. The basic rules or the fundamental rules, I think when I know that, within the rules, you call, you get 3 minutes restrictions or time limit for express yourself. After the 3 minutes, the boss that will go on who will tell you, say, your time to run out. And after the boss that go off, you get at the most 15 seconds and we will cut you off because we don't want to keep other people online. So if you're a newcomer, so I want to make you remember that. If you're not a newcomer, the old rules are still in place. So let we try to work together and cooperate and try to make this first broadcast of the year a success and for be the guiding light for the rest of the year. Before I pass it over to my co-host, Mr. Mengot, who I know very well, of course, also Mr. Jamboria is supposed to be joining us. He may be on board, but for right now, I'm me and Mr. Mengot, the start. So some of the information that we always can give, what some of you know, now the numbers that we for call. You see, the viewers network gets certain numbers. So in North America, we include the United States, Mexico, and Canada. We always say if you call from them place and there, you are free to call at your expense, but a long distance to the United States. But if you know how it cost you, there's availability of what we call a toll-free number. So that toll-free number then is 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. Toll-free, no cost to you. You can call and you can wait until we reach you. If you are calling from the United Kingdom, similarly, there is a free number when a +44 20 80 89 1455. Again, +44 20 80 89 1455 from the United Kingdom. Likewise, if you call from Australia, there is a free number also you can call. So it could be +61 29 09 84 337. +61 29 09 84 337. Now, we'll also get a universal free number when a WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, if you go on WhatsApp, regardless of whose part in the world you're there, Sierra Leone, or Alaska, or Russia, or anywhere, you can call in at the WhatsApp number, when a 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. In addition to that, we'll get a radio station, now Freetown. The number or the for access of Richam 91.9 FM. 91.9 FM. If you go on 91.9, if you're not able to reach them, dial the app, you will be able to get VOS radio and a 91.9 FM. You will get this broadcasting where they take place right now, and you will get other VOS programs them when they're on live. Also, if you wanna go ahead, you get other options them. If you want to avoid all the numbers I would give you and the radio station, you can go and download VOS Television mobile app from Google Play Store or from Apple Play Store or Apple App Store, sorry. Google Play Store and Apple App Store. If you go on that, you download the VOS app, you will be able to get we also VOS network. You will be able to get we also. And in addition to that, we get other, you go reach we on YouTube. We are carried on YouTube. We are carried on X. We are carried on Facebook. And I believe we are carried on Instagram. So there are so many ways you can reach we for calling, for listening, or listen, or for sending comments. So with that, let me turn it over to the co-host, Mr. Victor Mengot.
Well, thank you very much. Fambulem, good evening. If you're there in England or Salon, good afternoon if you're there America and wherever you are. We don't come back. We hope say this new year and a new beginning. And as we've been promised, we look at all them boku things within the social media. But one thing we especially we from the diaspora will get in common is we all, whether not for business, pleasure, or for sadness, we all want for travel go to our country. And we know say boku people they don't go holiday. And we hope say they all get pleasant holiday and pleasant experience. We still get one or two draw but yeah Morocco. The one we don't use for left people in box bien. We hope say in a Boku not suffer from that. So today, as Miko say, let's start the program one time. We will start with aviation because aviation a very important industry in our country. Because now the through that means they now we dey go now we country where they are abroad, expert themselves they go. So we want to get a right. Safety na a concern, an issue for deal with how pleasant the place be. We already say the minister CA announced say this year we get an additional 5,000 passenger them. We go Salon, we travel through the airport. But yet still, we airport not even reach 250,000 per year passengers. And we know say government been spend a lot of money for building new airport. We get story about that when at the audit commission they review. But we dey start about this year Sierra Leone, we be heightening our expectation because people they not link onto something. Because up till now they not tell we waiting to the next start as them decide for as them tell resources and they start. But one critical issue will come up. Now a report where they go on the social media we say the EU ban Sierra Leone and by implication, Air Sierra Leone not for operates anywhere in the European skies. We want for explain what they mean. So let we start with first a video where when they launch Air Sierra Leone, waiting the director of civil aviation been tell we about this issue we don't come up. By the way, the air operating certificates. Yes.
The control
The
room get the
volume low.
video.
Control room.
We also embark on a very ambitious project for we work hard for remove Sierra Leone from the safety list. Few of the press conferences I don't do inside this year, I don't explain to the nation that since 2008, we've been there on a safety list where Boku people and they call on the blacklist. At this time, really the state's been get issues around how them they issue what we call AOCs, Air Operator Certificates, and the airline then way been they operate with them certificates, then been gets a lot of issues around then safety procedures and the other international requirements and we required. And all that they actually add to the insurance cost where the carriers and where they can Salon now they pay, which self gets consequence for the ticket price. So when we look into all of that, they will decide, say, we try for tackle this issue of the blacklist, make we engage, we see what we need for do, and are happy for inform one for say, inside this 1 year, we don't get 2 successful meetings with the EU Safety Commission. And as we speak, we don't finalize a roadmap way for Sierra Leone removed from the safety list early 2025. And we have actually completed essential training for the technical staff then way for actually execute this process. As we speak, the final set day Italy at the moment, then they work with the counterparts for complete their on-the-job training. And we also don't receive we first application for AOC where we the process at the moment. So it's a very exciting time for Sierra Leone's aviation space, and we look forward to the revival of the issuance of many more AOCs and welcoming more national and international flights to Sierra Leone.
Yes, over to you, Mr. Shilon. Aki, you can put me on the bench. But before you go, let's explain the background to all this. In Europe, you get the European Aviation Safety Agency, where a regional body will look with anything for do with air safety. So now that body they determine whose plane then they fly over the European airspace. Also, now then they determine whose airline them go get permission for operate. So waiting at this AOC where they talk about when at the air operating certificate. La broken down for let people know. Air operating certificate, now when you get an airline, we register in a country. It's similar to like where you get your vehicle, you are operate public transport, you get for get registration. And same way with airline, the country where they issue air operating certificates, this is more delicate, more factual, waiting and need. The airline get forget systems and procedures for process information. They get forget trained personnel, that is the pilot, they get for be trained, and when they check pilots with train, now the number of flying hours where you don't do, and the type of aircraft where a license for fly. Because just like motorcar them, pilots there, you the license for fly a Boeing 737 or an Airbus 380 or a Boeing 777. You know, we get license for fly a Boeing 737. Then if your company, they apply for fly 777 and put your name down, you know, go pass. They also get for look at the plane way they use when airworthiness, where in terms of road passenger transport or road transport, now call where you can go do tests. In England, we call it MOT. So similarly, the country get forget capacity for look at plane them where fit for fly. We've been getting a row about this, the Embraer, where they been show saying that Embraer day, 9 air salon one fly, car England, but then a story will be non-deal with. The other thing, you get for make sure say the airline get ground personnel, ground handling personnel. Then get forget a maintenance plan, service plan, sell how they maintain the aircraft, then get a record them, whether they maintain them. Then they get forget insurance. So now all them documents and then they get for put together. You need a lot of technical expert and personnel. Yeah, ex-pilot, aeronautical engineer, people that we know about human resources management, health and safety. So now big job. So the air operating certificate, now the country where you register for fly, where they use as your base. Now then they issue that day. To my knowledge, I don't know when last any airline be registered in a salon for fly. I think say the last one we be know of, now be fly salon. We not fly too much. So, not of us say them ban air salon directly because it not take off yet. You know go ban something we not take off. As the director of aviation explained, now we for issue an air operating certificate for an airline where they operate in our country for fly can Europe. So let's stop the last see if my co-host get question why don't broke and down so.
Oh, yeah. One or two questions, sir. In fact, with your explanation, I was going to ask you, for the audience's sake, who was the young lady on the video waiting a official position?
Well,
and if there is anything else in addition to the official position that she holds, waiting a qualification for the position. If you know, if you don't know, that's all right. But
well,
it's just
I
good
know
to
say
give the
the young
audience more
lady,
information.
the young lady was seen at the video, Nina, the existing director of Civil Aviation Authority. And now Madam Musa Yero Barry. Nine at the CAA. Waiting the Civil Aviation Authority to do. Nine at the regulatory body for everything for do with air transport. And before you get that job there, then tell we say, na be a manager for a company called Westminster Securities. And Westminster Securities, now then we airport, then they provide security services Now then they do passport verification for inner way down there abroad, when they travel to Salone, and I go no say, when in they come back for when they learn in a journey, you get a table where they meet first, where it's very unique. Na Salone no more get handy. We get some people the way they scan your passport, like who in England now, and I think say America self, where without the country don't allow dual citizenship. Then go scan your Salone passport, then scan your American passport for make sure say you get right for leave now America. So now that's Westminster security they do now with airport. And from there, that lady they been the work before they make director of Civil Aviation Authority.
All right. Without, I probably will have had more questions, but I don't want it to seem like one is questioning or trying to criticize or imply. So I'll move on. So you talk about airworthiness of the planes. Now you can just tell what are some of the aspects then they consider when they determine airworthiness of a plane. I know you mentioned you tell me about ground crew, airline where they fly into an airport, then forget the ground crew. We involve maintenance and all that in there. But the plane itself, what the plane for gets for make them pass up as as efficient and fit for fly. I know say airworthiness could be like the age of the plane, and so you think you can give me any more aspect of what consists of that?
Okay, now waiting that they look for when they talk about airworthiness certificate. First of all, plane are like motoka. Because now it just happens to say one day na the air, one day na ground. Because when you go buy motoka first fully, you logbook where show the year of manufacture. Now the same with plane. So the year of manufacture of that plane day, now part of the time part of the two way they check. Then they also they check almost hours that plane don't fly and for how long it don't fly. And according to International Civil Aviation Organization, they give a maintenance record and flight record. So it show all inside the plane don't fly, how often they maintain them, and what the type of maintenance they do. So they also get for check what you call the avionics. Because you know say plane a communication system, nine in the use. Because if you look at the cockpit, you get boku like that dashboard where motoka get, but in more complicated. So you get instrument like the altimeter. Waiting at the altimeter, now like a clock waiting at the plane, when they show the height or where the plane they fly, and now also they show the different way they come up from one reporting point to the other. They get for check out the communication equipment. They get for check the landing gears them. Because you know say Bokuten and they were plane. If you remember recently, that plane we crashed na one country, I don't forget, I think now we been come out Russia outside, where the pilot when they come for land, right? The front wheel not can down. You understand? And when the front wheel not can down, it will get for do what to call belly landing. So, and then they're very dangerous. So you then go for check the landing gears, then go for check the wheel, then go for check the wings them. Because in the wings there you get what you get the ailerons them, where if you the lower tray plane they fly, if you don't see the way they inside the plane, you get that flap the way they are the wings. Right? Where when the plane one kind of you see the flap, they come up.
It
For velocity, it open. So all that thing and then I then get for check. You know, before they go say this plane and like the Embraer will be in the top one. If the plane be not get crash or accident or fault, then go and know who's kind of repair and do, who that do the repair, and if they may not certify after that. So now all them boku tia then get for check before a plane will be given that airworthiness certificate.
Okay, with respect to the air operating certificate, like for instance, you say the country under whose banner the plane they fly, or we get the plane, like Sierra Leone, if we get Sierra Leone Airways, Sierra Leone Airways will begin for operate. If I get it wrong, correct me. Then go forget an air operating certificate issued by Sierra Leone for fly. Now,
Yes.
okay. Now, on what basis Sierra Leone, as it is, will be able to give air operating certificate where they not get airlines at all? How are they qualified to give air operating certificate? Then one, and two, of what good is it, even if the certificate is issued, because plane flying involve international boundaries, flying beyond national boundaries. So if Sierra Leone issue an air operating certificate, how far would that plane be able to go beyond, if at all, beyond we own national boundaries? If the other country know where the plane to fly, then your airspace, do they have to issue certificates to a plane, or we own air operating certificate is taken for granted as being enough? Because we issue the certificate, first of all, we not get airline, but if we get airline, say if an international airline, does that give permission to the plane for flight to another country?
Okay, now, the air operating certificate now Civil Aviation Authority now then they issue them.
Yeah.
And then they only issue them to an airline where use Salon as in registered place of operation. To date, we not get no airline where register for operate from Sierra Leone as a main base. The test case now been this year Sierra Leone where been the plan for can fly. Now that makes so the director explain to we say then they in the process for process the application, but at the same time, then the trained personnel for able give air operating certificate will go be recognized. Because their operating certificate, not to individual country no more they recognize that. Now region, because you get regional air services agreement. Like in Europe, so now you get Eurocontrol, where all the air traffic control tower then get standards when they adhere to. Now make sure you get the European Aviation Safety Agency. The same with Africa, the same with Asia. So now so then they take place. Now the purpose for that. But then you get another thing where the system where they operate, you get what we call bilateral air services agreement. Salon get bilateral air services agreement now with Italy, although we not get plane where they fly, which means any plane where register in Italy can fly can Salon, and plane where register in Salon can fly to go Italy, by implication, the European airspace. So that bilateral air services agreements, through that they can get other cooperation. Now that cooperation they will get now with Italy, where they say the personnel where they need for be able for do all the various checks were explained for give air operating certificate. Now they then go training. So until that, now that makes so up till now, in my own view, and technically, Air Sierra Leone has not started operating because you not get air operating certificate. Because it won't make Salon in base. And if you not get her, it cannot fly even in West Africa.
All right.
But it's still work in progress.
That's what it looks like. Okay.
Yeah.
One last question. The Embraer plane way you talk about way before start operation this past, I think November or December, where we see nothing else happen because there's a big deal. They may supposedly get a website where they announce, but that website they become non-operational. So you get any news for you as to why it never got off the ground? Because the enforced flight, no flight ever took place. So You get any idea what happened?
Well, when this news come out now, we both print and social media about this so-called ban, where I don't explain what's in at the background to run. We been get an interview with one of the local paper them, I think Calabash newspaper, with the director of civil aviation. And according to him, he say Air Sierra Leone, for the West Africa operation, then they apply for air operating certificate from Nigeria. Air operating certificate, they know they give them blanketly. They can give air operating certificate one. If na cargo you dey fly, you get separate air operating certificate. If na charter you dey operate, it's different from where they operate regional service or scheduled service. So the air operating certificate and they determine which kind of service you dey run. So as far as I know, Air Sierra Leone to date not get air operating certificate yet from Nigeria for the West African operation. So they can't start operating until they get that. For the UK operation, that is a bit complicated because then until we say, then go lease an aircraft from UK, we get air operating certificate. But if you lease that aircraft, they remember say, no, to you get them. Now lease you the lease them. So for let it fly under your name, like Air Sierra Leone, it's an issue. You understand? So you can forget the agreement there with the service provider, then it depends on the length of time where you want to use them plane and how frequently you want to use them. So I don't think they don't ever get, and they not tell me who then are the partner company where they get a UK, where the provider plane for letting operate. So they mean saying a Boeing 737-800 MAX. We don't know. So the point is, in my view, the Civil Aviation Authority and the regulatory body, not to them for the make statement for Air Sierra Leone, because Air Sierra Leone are a private company. So we want to let Air Sierra Leone itself as a company for can tell Sierra Leoneans the same way where they can announce to we say, this plane they can run, now we country flag they fly. But from that, we know irritated today, where all the controversy they come, the managing director of Air Sierra Leone come out openly and explain. Waiting me to explain to Fambulenso, now based on my knowledge of air traffic and airline operation and deduction for things to do with air services agreement, issuing of air operator certificates, and safety.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mengot. Well, unless you get some other issues on the aviation aspect, we can move on to the next. So
no,
it's
we'll
up
get
to
one
you.
more issue on the aviation aspect because I have two.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes.
And I want to let
correct.
Fambule read that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Recently, I don't know, the controller can put up for we small. We get a report where the audit commission go audit Sierra Leone. I say audit Sierra Leone, the latest audit report states say the Suma group of companies then, when they manage with airports.
The contractual aspect of it. Yeah, correct.
The contractual aspect. Then suppose for equip with airports, the control tower equipment therefore be upgraded. Remember, so when they build the airport, then give a new control tower. We've been get the old control tower. So it been for car with equipment then at the new control tower, where they not provide to date. Well, some journalists say, oh, then they get safety concern and everything. And me as a professional way, I would tell them, I say, there's no cause for alarm, right? There's no, because they say audit flags risk of air collision at Freetown International Airport. I would not endorse such a statement. My own concern is, if we enter into an agreement with the company for provide certain things then, where in this case Suma group of company, where not them they manage the airport, and so suppose for equip we control tower upgrade them, and such upgrade can include even an upgraded radar services, because control tower they use radar for control plane. We also get what we call radio telephony. Then I like the frequency what they use for control flights them, where the pilot they know which we call sign and which our frequency. So they may supposed to provide them. So then if it be part of the contract, and for later allay with fears, since this is an international agreement, which according to we law in a saloon, go through parliamentary approval, the Parliamentary Transport Committee for monitor and take note of this development here and ask Suma group of company waiting cause the delay for provide the equipment and how soon they go provide them. But in my own view, before they may hand over that equipment because they may tell we say, before they hand over the airport, they don't build a new control tower, they don't get a good terminal building and everything, they don't upgrade the fire and rescue services. That's it. But one thing I would like to tell Fambulem, since Suma group of company come, now 3 different people and they or bodies responsible for air transport in a saloon. You get Civil Aviation Authority, when are the regulatory body. You get Freetown International Airport Authority, International Airport Service Provider, when are Suma Sierra Leone, when are they handle all passenger and cargo. Then you get Sierra Leone Airports Authority, which still exists, when are they provide technical support for airport operation. What do I mean by that? Nothing to do with air traffic control, provision of air navigational system, radios, equipment, and fire services. So it's very interesting for say, I don't know how long, not about 2 years now they are when they operate.
About that?
We check if they mean supposed to provide the equipment they what do they not provide them? Because they still collect revenue. And from that revenue they collect, they're supposed for pay for the services provided by the airports authority. When I don't think they were list, maintaining of the navigational equipment, the radio equipment, fire services, and also air traffic control.
Well, does that stand to reason that by them not providing this new or because there's a difference, it can be new and still be antiquated. It could be new and be modern. So the equipment, I assume when they say new equipment, then they talk about up-to-date equipment, modern equipment. So now you're saying there is no risk whatsoever if these equipments are not new and modern, or there is no risk at all of harm being done to passengers. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, apart from Saloon government, we get the International Civil Aviation, ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, when then they monitor all air operations, including airports. And not too long ago, within this period where they talk, I should say they may go do an inspection of the Sierra Leone airport. Because remember, say the Civil Aviation Director both say they're not upgraded now. They're not upgrade because of the new airport. So if there was any threat to security, they would have flagged it out. And then for make sure say they halt operation of the airport. But as long as airport operation is not halted, airline they fly, there's no safety. Implications for this. But waiting me will say, if it is on the contract that the people then for provide the upgraded equipment. Because it just sound like, I'll give you an example, like my laptop now. I don't get them for 5 years, but it work. But now for the kind of work I want to do, right? If I want to do graphics and everything, I go get for upgrade my laptop. Now the same way, there's a need to upgrade the equipment now the control tower. Now make sure it be part of the contract. It is part of the contract. What we don't know is, normally when you do that day, the Civil Aviation Authority should have inspected and do all then checklist and day, or the then SLA, before they hand over the responsibility to Suma Group of company.
Okay. And one last question. I happen to see a picture in the background of Lunge Airport with a plane having the national color. So that, I think that must have been the plane, the Embraer, with them the chalkboard. Either there we go. Now, if that company they will get that plane, they would look so. Now, private company, not to the government get them. Can they, or are they allowed to have the national color on the plane without the
Yes.
implication that the government either owns it or is in partnership with the ownership?
When it was being launched, it was launched as a flag carrier. If you're a flag carrier, you can get permission for use the national colors. And now that even makes self they're able to use the name Air Sierra Leone without the government not get. It's like a preferred carrier. And that preferred carrier, what it mean? For the first time, if we get a flag carrier, it means say we'll go sign bilateral air services agreement. So let's say we sign agreement with Nigeria, right? Like Nigeria now, they get two airlines where they operate in our country, Airpeace and the new one we don't come overland cargo. As part of the
Airpeace that begin fly into Sierra Leone?
If you know they fly in Salon all the time.
Oh.
It's one of the major regional carrier.
Okay.
Now overland cargo or overland airlines, none are the new one. So when they sign up, let's say we review our bilateral agreement with Nigeria. Salon will now say, well, Air Sierra Leone, when I registered carrier in Sierra Leone, where they carry flag, and I forgive them permission for operates to Nigeria, then we say go give designated airline from Nigeria permission for flight cancel. That is
okay.
That's
the reciprocal kind of agreement.
A reciprocal agreement.
Okay. All right. So, well, again, one answer leads to another question. So, Airpeace flying into Sierra Leone, not just within Africa, then they fly Sierra Leoneans, or because I know say Airpeace, they go international. Europe.
Yeah. Airpeace, they still operate now. It operate in West Africa. It even call London. I think say they forgot America as well. Yeah?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
What it means is that the Federal Aviation Authority in Nigeria is recognized internationally and approved for the air operating certificates. So Airpeace go get an air operating certificate from the Federal Aviation Authority in Nigeria.
Okay.
And that will allow them. And it means that the people then from Europe, like the European Aviation Safety Agency, go down, look at the system through which Federal Aviation Authority in Nigeria, they issue AOC and say it meets with international standard. And that way they're able to allow Airpeace for flying into Europe and regionally to other African countries.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Mengot. Let me remind the audience, and the lines are open. Please feel free to call. Feel free to make comments. Feel free to raise any legitimate objection, and so on and so forth. So, by the way, let me go ahead and take a call. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you call from?
My name is Jonathan Williams. I call from Maryland, Baltimore.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
Yeah, Happy New Year, and Mr. Mango, my friend. I Mr. Mango know the voice. A good friend from Maryland.
Definitely, sir.
Mr. Mango, Happy New Year, and Mr. Sheeran, Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Same to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, the topics when I get today, not to hear one for bring come up, but
okay,
as I say, this opportunity will I bring and come up.
Go ahead.
And in reference of this speaker man, we give ruling about the Auditor General. The guy where they cover the journalists where they cover him, the journalists where they cover him, they say he banned the journalists say enough of go to Parliament again because the journalists criticize him. So I want to ask Mr. Mengot, Mr. Shiro, we know the legal man. This man, a decision now. So when the Speaker of the Parliament give ruling, it's not challengeable, it's not a challenger. That is one. Secondly, the Speaker they talk say an opportunity they give citizens for going to the Parliament. You know, feel say I don't know, with all the own law where he land, the House of Parliament, now the citizens get the House of Parliament. An opportunity will give them to go represent me in the Parliament there. So I feel that if they using this, if releasing this platform, let you know that it's all in lawless and law. With all the credibility we say get, it is used 10 times a day. Then totally again, it is a chamber. The rule we don't get now in chamber.
Mr. Williams, sorry for interrupting you. This topic where you raised so now part of we discussion and we get video for play because this
we'll get to that. Yeah.
We will get to that because this we station we na evidence-based broadcast we do. So
let me premise. So this man not feel say the chamber where they talk say now in chamber. You know, feel that the people, the citizens, now the chamber that an opportunity we give away, don't they? Not to get that chamber there. You see all the kind of bogus word they when they talk. You see, it's a shame to her. Well, I don't go blame them because the APC, man, we all this kind of problem. Because APC change the rules in the Parliament for the Speaker. Now they change them for make politicians, they can't be Speaker. Which of these politicians, they're not going to be Speaker in the Parliament. Now then, George them, when they retired, man with law, then when they did that, they will be the Speaker. But you see, all this, what they pass so, now APC bring all come. Now they bring come. You see, because during Magara during Chekasib in term, then they bring all. I can remember. Or Mr. Shino said, go remember. And man, when a security na tipo Chaki, Shaki will come for be Speaker. Can you imagine? I don't know any law. even read the losses. When they encourage a politician to be speaker, no only thing in it. It's a shame to them. Shame to the speaker. Very, very, it's so shame. So that means we can today.
All right, sir. We'll comment on that. We'll get that topic there on the agenda. But thank you very much. But we'll address them before the show is over. All right. So
All right.
we'll get to that. Let me take one more call, Mr. Mengot. Then we'll go to the next topic until we get to what the gentleman just raised. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from? Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
And the next topic.
Hello. Hello. The caller, please turn off your equipment. It echo. It creates confusion. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, it on mute. Well, I will wait for that.
No, we hear you clear now. We hear you clear. If you want, go ahead.
All right. Regarding that plane, the two with me, I just be shocked how Sierra Leone and them all over the diaspora. Them is so like they rejoice when something bad happened to the country. It's been pretty embarrassing for me. I don't even understand what's wrong with you, especially within the diaspora. We always wish bad for that.
What's bad will happen about the plane? Can you tell me what's bad will happen about the plane?
When them ban Sierra Line or something, you go over social media, people just rejoice.
Okay.
I don't know how typical Sierra Leone be so. That is sad. It really want me Cameroon and go all. Actually, it's how people in this. This is a plain way for serve on people, maybe as a reduced cost. Why people in jubilate? I say most of them people already see so. Maybe then they're on the other side of the political life. But that's not good. And if you look at not so majority now waiting at the diaspora, we God don't bless. Would they live in a fine place then, peace and quiet to begin and get a short seashore. Now we always wish bad for Salon. That thing it been disturbed me a little bit. And not for this all the time people just want bad news about the country. That's not good. Well, Salon, this is 2025. Let's try for think, positively this year. Because in 2022, 23, 24, tension in our country too much. And from waiting at them diaspora, I would create tension in it. Sometimes they hear something and should call me brother and so I say, bro, no, more with and nobody talking. So I will wait for when I can to the speaker against that versus that journalist that will call back. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Before you go, sir, you listen to what we explain. You feel to say you're happy with what we explain, Telina?
What?
Oh, excellent, yes, especially Mr. Shilon. I'm glad you called me out a little bit. Thank you. Thank you so much. Before you go, sir,
okay, that's fine. You can cut him off now.
All right, Mr. Mengot, go ahead. We'll move to the next topic. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, the next topic, we talk about governance. So, because of waiting, the last two callers then talk, let's start with this issue for deal with the speaker and the journalist. I think so. We'll get a video. Let's play Dandy, and then we can comment on that and deal with other issues.
I hereby rule that he shall not have, henceforth, he shall not have any access to the principles of Parliament until such time when Parliament shall decide. And so, Mr. Sergeant at Arms, Make sure if it's here, let him go out.
Naso, the Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Segepo Solomon Thomas, been take the decision for drab one of the most senior parliamentary journalists and analysts na Saloon, Melvin Tijan Mansari, not for mass foot again at the compound of the Saloon Parliament, Friday, January 10, 2025. This happened during the term where Mr. Speaker been to make announcement as part of Parliament's agenda, and the only announcement with the Speaker been make now for drab journalist Melvin, but before he been make this ruling, he been first give the reason them why.
I've been informed by members of Parliament from both sides of the aisle that on that day when we came here to vote on the report related to the Auditor General, he was here, and just after the vote, he's been engaging several media houses criticizing the decision of Parliament.
As you hear, the Speaker of Parliament alleged say after we Parliament been done vote for make President Biyo sack the first time Auditor General Lara Taylor Pierce and in Deputy Tamba Momo, Melvin Tijan Mansari been going at different media house them for criticize the decision of Parliament. The head of the Saloon Parliament carry on for alleged say journalist Melvin not been just criticize Parliament's decision, but been same so criticize one ruling wherein the Speaker been make for only count MP them we present na the well of Parliament, forget the total percentage during the term we MP them be the votes for endorse the sacking of the first term Auditor General and in Deputy. For sake of this, the Speaker of Parliament say he not consider this as journalism and he not glad for this because even MP them tell and say journalist Melvin don't they condemn all the decision them where Parliament don't they make this BNTM na different media house them. So this make the Speaker of Parliament rule say journalist Melvin Tijan Mansari not forever mass foods na the Saloon Parliament compound until Parliament decide for lift this ban.
I don't consider this to be journalism. The kind of journalism we want this country to have, the kind of journalism this house should tolerate. And he's been so, of course, even apart from that, he's taken upon himself singularly to be an opposition to whatever Parliament does. So in the circumstances, I hereby rule that he shall not have, henceforth, he shall not have any access to the precincts of Parliament until such time when Parliament shall decide.
As you see, Melvin Tijan Mansari no been waste time for left the upper gallery usa he been sit down they observe the parliamentary proceeding as way for obey the ruling of the Speaker of Parliament. But just after this decision by Mr. Speaker, the leader of opposition at the Saloon Parliament, Honorable Abdul Kagbo, been grabbed not to for challenge the Speaker in ruling, but for make observation.
Mr. Speaker, when a journalist does something that is not correct, I want to employ on a good office and the General House that we attract the attention of the governing bodies. We have SLAG, we have IMC. They are the most appropriate body to investigate the conduct of journalists, and maybe we will suggest to them political action.
We'll come to that later.
As you hear, the observation from the leader of opposition not been all water because the Speaker already been not making a ruling, and according to Parliament Standing Order 42, the Speaker of Parliament in decision are final, but in not tap day as the Speaker of Parliament Honorable Segepo Solomon Thomas been same so warn or even threaten other journalists them for behave professional one or get Melvin in kind punishment.
And this serves as a warning to other journalists who have been given the opportunity or the fear to be in Parliament. This is my chambers. I have authority to allow you to be here or not to come to the chambers at all. I am so impressed with the practice of journalism of the majority of them. The majority of them have been practicing responsible journalism. But we have a few bad eggs that I will eventually weed out.
It's not clear as to what the head of Parliament mean by responsible journalism, but what's been clear now that this is the first time where the Speaker of the Saloon Parliament they drab senior journalist from the gallery of the Chamber of Parliament because he not glad with his opinion. And according to one short write-up by Melvin Tijan Mansari na Facebook, he say, now the speaker in one decide for make this decision for drab am na parliament without any opportunity for make him Melvin defend himself on the allegation them with the speaker of parliament make against them. This make the Salone Association of Journalists SLAJ don't pull press release for condemn this decision by the Speaker of Parliament, and according to the release, this decision, I quote, is a troubling development for press freedom and the principles of accountability in our democracy. End of quote. The press release carry on for say, although SLAJ understand the concern them with the Speaker of Parliament get but the standard of journalism, SLAJ seem we so believe Tranga one say for drab journalists not for cover Parliament proceedings, undermine the right of the Constitution, give the journalist to freedom of expression and of the press in general. More so this is not the first time with this kind thing they be for drab journalists from Parliament by the Speaker of Parliament because he not glad with waiting the journalists say but Parliament and the Speaker in ruling. It's still not clear if the Speaker of Parliament get for refer this matter to SLAJ or the IMC for make them look inside am good fasting, although he don't already make this ruling before the case even begin because of him power. And it seems so not clear whose journalist will be the next victim of the Speaker in powerful decision for drab journalist because he not glad with waiting the journalist report or say as opinion and media. But anything like this will happen again, people not go surprise. For Salone Parliament, I on Bla TV Online, Mina Abdullah Bla.
Before you come in, Mr. Shilon, I want to tell viewers and say Bla TV was set up for Report Parliament na the first time and is a partner in a social media group who set up me and him, which is Salone Parliamentary Watch on Facebook with over 85,000 members. So we thank Black TV for this timely report. So it gets a lot of ingredients. So la put unto you, Mr. Shilon, the legal man, and also we go answer some of the issues them or deal with the issues them where the first call in our program be make. And the second one we say in the wait for your views on this.
All right. Well, I know say you go cover them in more detail than me, but let me just tackle them from the perspective of the law. You see, we get for be careful. Democracy is not an easy operation. When we talk democracy, not only the right, well, the right to vote, is also to the right to assemble, is the right to free speech. And you might not go back. Long time ago, I tried to explain to people then that a constitution of a country, now the guidelines them set for guard against the excesses of government. Constitution is set up for protect the individual rights, the rights of individuals. The same constitution now for check on the excesses, the overbroad power of government. This is a classic case. First of all, what happened to free speech? Where the Constitution guarantee every individual, whether you're a journalist or not, for disagree. Disagreement not necessarily mean criticism. What system are we going to be running if people should not take issue with something we don't disagree with? As far as I know, this issue comes down to the interpretation of a certain clause, whether these 3/4 of members of parliament indicate or involve parliamentarians present when the vote is taken or when the votes are taken, or the overall number of parliamentarians, whether they're present or not, 3/4 of them. Okay. Now, Mr. Meggett, correct me if not 3/4. I believe it's 3/4, correct?
Yeah, 2/3.
2/3. Okay, 2/3. Okay. So 2/3. But the argument is based on whether this so-called 2/3 voting involve whether the total number of people in the parliament, 2/3 of them, present or not, or 2/3 of the people away there at the time the votes were being cast. Not a legitimate argument, not a legitimate disagreement, not a legitimate interpretation. So the speaker, I understand, say it means only 2/3 of those who were there, who were present when the vote was taken. There are some people who said no. Go ahead.
Not
Go ahead.
two-thirds. Okay, let me make 2/3 of those present, because they put into a motion. So on that motion, when they vote on the motion, now whose percentage then for use for pass the motion. So 2/3 of those present.
The one that voted there, or the 2/3 of the overall members, not so? Go ahead.
Yes, that's it.
The overall members. So now legitimate arguments nowadays. So the speaker, again, you can interrupt me, Mr. Mengot, if I'm wrong. The speaker said that 2/3 of the people that were present, the parliamentarians were present to participate in the vote, in the voting, not so?
Yes.
Okay. I think others, like the journalists who ban, say the speaker wrong, that 2/3 of the number of members in parliament. That seems to be a legitimate argument, disagreement, and one basic rule of law. Any law way can be interpreted more than one way. Constitutionally, it's a defective law because of vagueness, because you can get two legitimate arguments on both sides. So I'm not saying the speaker is right, but nor can we say the journalist is wrong. So if both sides are right, the law itself is faulty. So, but how does that become a basis for ban? And let's look at the power of the speaker. We'll get for question that. If any time the speaker now agree or somebody don't agree with the speaker, people are being banned. What about the right of assembly? The right to assemble. Then there is this question, like the gentleman we ask. The speaker say, now in chambers, that lead to another question. Can parliament be called a chamber? Can a judge call the court his chamber? Or not the judge in office now in chamber? So there are a lot of issues, and then they say, this is my chamber. Well, is in parliament the people's chamber or the people's place? So now, then you ask the question also, on what basis does the speaker say he get the right or he get the power for ban someone for disagree with him? Can he just cite a law where say you should never ever, it will be a crime, it will be an offense to disagree with the speaker, not rudely, not openly, not disrespectfully, but just take a professional view like way the journalists do? And who determines what is good or bad journalist or journalism? Now the speaker? Or who determines that? There is so much wrong this democracy we try for practice. Because to me, that's an excessive use of the speaker in power. Because this is not the first time. The speaker attack threaten journalists than before concerning some other law where the broadcast where say because some MP by the name of Numa, I remember, tell the speaker, say some journalists may take issue with some act where parliament pass. Then the speaker threatened them. So is this a proper use of the power or the office of the speaker? I'm not so sure. But if we all look at, you see, this goes to the next caller. As long as we keep looking at Sierra Leone from a partisan basis, APC, SAPP, a lot of we could be wrong all the time. Because we don't condemn the act of the officials then when they do wrong. What we would do, we look at who did the wrong. So the act no matter, it looks like. So now the gentleman called, he said, well, we wish we country bad because, well, I don't agree with, but you get it right for take that position there, because the plane not fly. But look at the implication of the plane if they be allowed for fly. The plane don't meet any international standard. Not so like motorcar where you get 2-3 passengers. You get a large number of people. There's ample evidence that the plane not flight worthy. But we still get people where they say it's okay. Because if you disagree for let that plane they fly, even if you go crash and kill people, if you disagree, you by implication they oppose the government, or you not elect the government. Well, I don't believe so. This is not getting.
I just want to comment on that last statement there, because remember what we talked about air operating certificates.
Yes.
As you know, the report will been come, the plane been get involved in some
crash. It was a crash landing.
Yeah, it veer off the runway.
Well, so a crash is a crash.
Okay, what happened was that it was taken to South Africa for repairs and for make sure they put and say it in a safe condition. Now make sure they show we say it will fly from South Africa, return back. But the key issue is that when now we discuss is that it not get an air operating certificate. Until it get an air operating certificate, the company get air operating certificate will include the plane where they want to use, albeit na the regional routes. People can question the safety.
Yeah, but the gentleman in the field say, because the plane not fly, I don't know what's in evidence in terms of people rejoice because the flight not take place, but without regard to the risk, because they are very standard. It's just like you get motorcar where you want to put in the road. There is evidence that motorcar they don't get accident. There is evidence that since that motorcar they get accident, for us and go fix them, then just take and go back to the owner in place, then put on there. Then then decide say they want to put this motorcar back on the road for public transport. Don't people have the right to object and say this motorcar don't get accident? Is that wishing anybody bad? Aren't you in fact aren't you really trying to be humane? Because if there is a disaster, lives will be lost. And those lives that will be lost will include all kinds of people, all tribes, APC, SLPP supporters, and that kind of thing there. So should we just go along every time government make a decision? People shouldn't have the right to disagree. And if you disagree, now because you get bad mind. But if that's the case, then we don't need a democracy. Just let everything be. Give the government the authority. Even if then say, you for fly your car na Shaka Stevens Street, you for ride your car Shaka Stevens Street 100 miles an hour, and the government say, you not get the right for say, too much speed. That then go kill people. People are not going to get enough time for cross. Because it looks like any kind of objection, no matter how legitimate, no matter how genuine it may sound, people interpret it as a criticism. And I don't even understand disagreement, not a criticism. In law, they said the reasonable men can differ. The way God make we much a man, we can see me and you can take a look at something and we see and differently. So the fact that we not even get this tolerance for we self, for disagree, and if we disagree, if I not see you your way, not because I not like you, or not because I not like who that the pastor, I think we for really think about that, Let the criticism or the objection, because I don't agree with people who would say Australian and get bad at. As a people, I don't know how. What in them based on that will get bad heart, that will not wish each other well. Now this show, all we talk about is to wish the country well. That's all we talk about. We are wishing the country well. We are pulling for the country. We are bringing ideas for the country. But I have seen no evidence. It's very Australian that they born, that they are raised, that they are go school. I don't know we as a people, we get bad at for we self. that will not wish yourself success. That will always want to pull each other down. Because with the mix-up, when man disagree with you, the moment we disagree, they get bad at. If just get, well, democracy doesn't, the human being not so God make we for operate. I mean, think of the world we go live, we'll be in. If we all agree with each other, if we all see things the same way, what a boring world will it be? In fact, how you go able to tell, for example, when a scientist discovers something, incompetent, they question them. Then they force them for make it try for defend that discovery there for see if it is safe for human being. When they make nuclear bomb, now for kill people, but you tell me say the person will discover that or will create that, a bad heart to get. When you make knife, they kill somebody, but they also to do good. The person will create knife or make knife, a bad heart to get. We have to be careful when we begin to look at things purely from party lens or from tribalistic lens or from. No, look at the substance of what in the person they say, they oppose. All we know about this plane, people are concerned that if there is a disaster, a lot of lives will be lost. Let us not forget saying that happened with the helicopter crash in Sierra Leone not a few years ago, where we get an old Russian helicopter, they will be fly people from Aberdeen to Lunge, and they not be flight worthy, but they'll not be to check them. So I can see if anybody be object and raise something. And in fact, I happen for know a situation like that. Before that crash they happen, I happen for know a situation involving one of them flight, then they were Mississippi Day on board. Knowing behold, when the helicopter go up and couldn't get to the altitude for make it begin fly over the water, fire be they come up on the helicopter. We were there inside, we don't know. We did not know. But lucky for we, this was before that crash we killed them, Ivorian players, Nalunge. But what we did not know, fortunately for we, the helicopter couldn't get high enough to go, so we come back and do a somewhat of a crash because we get hard landing. Now when we come outside the helicopter, and until we say fire, they come up on the helicopter. Then it lead to an argument between one of the passengers them, with a minister who happened for check in picking will be there on board the helicopter, they will be there. The guy they blame government. The minister became defensive, even when he see fire, because he look at strictly as party. Even though the passenger began legitimate reason for say you blame government because helicopter like that were not for the fly, because they no certify them for do what they do. So me that's the plea to people. Let we first of all me not agree. Say we as a people will get bad at for each other. I mean, we're not normal people.
Okay, sir. I think you've dealt with that. Our law comment again. Continue with this. The speaker in ruling, and me want give me view as somebody we don't get experience now. Well, so far let's hold fire.
No, go ahead. You don't want to go ahead.
Okay. No, because I want to give a detailed observation based on parliamentary practice under the Commonwealth Parliament, where Sierra Leone is a member, the CPA, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. Let's take the call and then I'll go on that.
Okay. Hello, caller. What you know your name? Where's the call from?
Good evening. This is Fudi Mustafa from Leicester.
Hello, Mr. Mustafa. Thanks for calling. Happy New Year.
Welcome again. Happy New Year to both of you and to the team.
Sir. Yeah.
Before we have been go on recess, we have come with a topic where have been that day they have been called, but I don't know say we don't talk say they know they allow calls because I want to react on something. When I did they start first. When I remember when I come with that transport company where they call Waka Fine. When they say they don't appoint Abu as a manager or waiting the head of or the chairman, I no understand again in position where they give him. But I think I'm not the head of that thing.
Yeah.
I recall particularly for react to one brother we just called today because I don't note the way in they react. I think they attack issues. He come to that day, he say one old man. I mean they refer to say one old pa. Do are the brother therefore I they beg you. Lord we attack issues them. You don't know me, I don't know you. Lord we just talk about the issues. For say in Europe, for call somebody old, not welcome. Me a young man who they talk to you old past me, I'm sure. Because Abu so now me he big past me. So I just want to talk about Abu. Because when they can dance say we know the support government, you don't know somebody. Now this is not the failure of the country. Now me could fail all the time. Abu so even attempt for it ordinary level. We start class 1, class 2, class 3. Abu now he left behind. Say I don't form 6 for good college. Abu not reach from 5. That man they when they say the person they hold that position there, if will be somebody ahead of a transport company or if you don't manage transport company, somebody will not have been nothing. They just get a party position because they dance to the tune of somebody, they give them something. You know, one will comment about that. We just want we dance, we all dance. Well, unfortunately, we'll not go do them because we not get interest in party thing. Abu now the reason why they got to the field because the people who they appoint on positions, they don't appoint somebody who get the qualification or who don't prove himself. Now, post we loyal to party business, now they appoint a salon, I make salon they fail, I make salon they outside salon they. So Abu I know him personally, I know him. Will they go which mama they sell na market as I be well. So now not an example of somebody they give for head the company because you know having nothing. The other thing about what I just want to make briefly, even when they talk about, say, they make concern about the transport company, this is the same brother talk, say, it say the people can be negative. Anybody can be negative, but you, the government, just do the right thing. It don't matter if somebody be negative. You did it for do the right thing. You get people who they object to you, you get people who they oppose you. But you just do the right thing. Make sure say you stand on a developmental track where somebody they see. You point to the where SLV go now the support don't kind of power. What's now the economic impact they don't do to the people of Sierra Leone? All indicators are down. But we want low dance, we want the dance. We pull an escoma because we know see nobody do better thing. So you can't put the country further behind. We want follow we dance concourse say we be positive. No, we're not gonna be positive. If government do the good things them, we don't need they don't need to get you on board because you see them for yourself, you get for agree with what the government they do. Now then 2 points I want to put on the table. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa. All right, let's go to the next caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Who's you call from?
Yes, sir. This is Mr. Williams again. Sorry for bother you. Is that Mr. Shillon?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Mr. Shillon?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
This is Mr. Williams again. Sorry again.
Okay.
Sorry again
Go ahead,
for bother you.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir, Mr. Shillon. This is Mr. Williams of Baltimore.
We can hear you loud and clear. We can hear you loud and clear. Make your point, sir.
Yes. There's a gentleman always come on this show, on that platform, on the platform. If you now record, as soon as I talk, now he come in. Now the second person will be called. And that second person will be called, I recognize the voice so well, but not to be name. He always come on the both platform. And they can now on your platform, and they go to Mr. Kagbo himself your platform. Don't they? The man know himself, which are the talk show. Now, this gentleman, he always come on this platform. I don't know whether he get the intention for intimidate the moderator them, or I don't know if he get my sleeps. But his attitude was so bad, very bad. So bad. This
Well,
man,
anyway, We don't take note of you because at least.
Mr. Melgot, yeah, make us finish because I don't try for say this year. I don't get opportunity there. We go to make a get to now on the line. Let me just hear me own expression. Let the gentleman say yeah. Because I don't try all from last year. I try for bring this issue come up to make una know, and the gentleman said for make himself know. This gentleman, they act very bad. Now the platform, in way of attitude, very bad. And the last 1 week, here Mr. Kabo will get last Thursday. I hope you not go listen now. The man was very bad. This platform, not to APC and SAPP platform. This platform, now platform for Sierra Leoneans, not for APC and SAPP. If that man want for come for intimidate una, let open your own platform. Then because I saw say not to me one then don't fed up with that mandate. Number one, if they can't it's a waste of time on reasonable ideas the way they bring up. If they bash Sierra Leoneans, let for say itself, not to Sierra Leoneans. Let him know that. You see, if he disagrees with somebody else, but disagree with somebody with respect and dignity. We don't go disagree with somebody else with disrespect. It is disrespect the person. If you want that, let it go open your platform. And I tell Mr. Cargo, I don't get the opportunity, but me the tell us if Nami get this a platform, I don't shut them down long time ago. You never see the platform again or come back again. But disrespect the majority to them. Very disrespectful. So this man makes this man know. You know to party platform. Not to APC. The APC and SAPP, they are the worst party them. We don't win this country. We don't win alone. They are the worst. These two parties, not to better party them. They don't good for us.
Yes, sir. Your time is up. We want to continue. Thank you very much. It's well noted. Over to you, Mr. Shillon. We got any more caller?
Yeah, there are more callers.
Okay, let's take the call.
Okay, I just want to very quickly say we got forget tolerance for each other. Even the gentleman, people in the complaint board, he also has a right for saying your own piece and see things in your way. I think we can get mutual respect for each other and disagree with each other and don't have to be angry with each other. So I think Mr. Mengot and me, and we will appear at this show. We will get the tolerance for even somebody who will take issue. You know, we will not be vexed or annoyed because dedication now for what we see for the good of the country, not for what we see for. We not see anything in the lens of APC. We not see anything in the lens of SAPP. We not see anything in the lens of any political party. But what is good for Sierra Leone? So now we own dedication, now we own intention down there. So the gentleman get it right, let him call. I think we're capable of maintaining good rapport with him. Let me go to the next caller. Hello, caller. What your name? Where you call from?
Hello. Hello, yeah, Mr. Shillon and Mr. Mengos. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, this is the call for me.
Yeah, Mr. Abdul, welcome. Happy New Year to you. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I just want to chime in with the topics that I don't discuss so far. I just like the first topic on the airline, and Mr. Mengot, you explicitly make beer and clear for everybody to understand, because when I see the headline, I see some bloggers and disseminate them. I just brush them aside, because Mr. don't follow that issue they jealously, and I know say they follow the lady Musa Yerobari in press conferences. I know saying some don't make tremendous strides for bring up the civil aviation authority up to speed. I will say kudos to them and let's try, because at least as Sierra Leoneans, who say somebody they do a lot happen at the back. We make we concerns them known, and we if we criticize, we criticize objectively and offer solutions. I think it's a good thing. And you yourself, you make some valuable contributions and solutions the way they can take them for make the airline industry viable as Sierra Leone. Then secondly, to the speaker, when I remember, was it last month in September? December before I go off, when the leader of government business himself me bash journalists. And my opinion on this, I feel to say, press freedom get for day. The fourth estate, now the bastion of any democratic society. However, be that as it may, this journalist, I don't follow now all the media platforms and way they and I don't what they watch in contribution, listen to in contribution. I know say two schools of thought, but they say one na anti-government, another school of thought will say they criticize objectively, but waiting like the school of thought we will say na anti-government, that any government position where they take the parliament, where they against the opposition. The other school of thought will always be free to say in at the mouthpiece of the opposition, they bash government decision, like how the speaker they talk and this that. Yeah, you get your opinion sometimes. Your opinion, you will say he fearless, he dispassionate. From another school of thought, another school of thought will tell you say he too frivolous and flippant in submissions the way they give. We don't follow journalism during the 70s, 80s, where you get Sam Mediga Demide, Dezibona, Christo Johnson, them, even to Kande them. You see their own contributions to them they give. But it is quite different with this 24th century, this day and age, with the advent of social media, where they say most of them, because they follow almost all the Iranian platforms, they are listening them. Then submissions already they give. Like when Mr. Shilon say, we always don't put another two scale, either SLPP or APC. That's where people they look. Those are the two lenses that we're always looking at. Some of these objections or criticism or solution, submission, whatever people they come up with. People they look at from that two lenses. That is somebody from the opposition make observation, he offer solution, or he give valuable submission on an issue. They look and say this now because now anti-government. The same thing again.
Okay, sorry, Abdul, time me around, but Abdul, you know the rule, so you can call me back for finish your point. Okay, thank you so much. I will try for follow carefully. So I'm not going to make any comment until I hope you could call back so We'll go here, which you want for say, for finish what you be to say. Let me take one more call, then we'll go to Mr. Mengot. Hello, caller, which your name, side to call from?
Hello, Mina Lavale. I did call from.
Hi, Mr.
Ohio.
Lavale. Mr. Lavale, Happy New Year. Nice to hear your voice. Happy New Year.
New Year. Thanks for hearing your voice as well.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to congratulate Mr. Mengot for a proportional and irrational analysis on this topic we they discuss, because he's a patriot. I can give him that. Why? Because I go tell when I say Sierra Leone has been on the blacklist from 2008. This ban where they ban Salon now from 2008, 9, 10, 11 up to date. This is not a new ban. This is a real occurrence of what the government of Sierra Leone is working hard for make them remove we out of this blacklist. Until that is done, we will continue to be banned until finally we are removed out of that ban, which is the blacklist where the Director General of Aviation, she is trying hard for removing, which is why she used this Sierra Leone as a benchmark for saying, make we use this as an example, not we find a way for removing from this blacklist. And that's all she's trying to get the name out of that blacklist where they are we from 2008. So not to a new ban this way people they escalate and take her out of proportion to think say, oh now this new government, as a result of this government, make this ban has come to in effect. So what Mr. Mengot has been alluding to is correct. Because these no airlines could come up on the Renault Gear certification. That is not going to happen at all. So until they give you certification, people need to be rational when they blame the government. So me believe say we are on the right track for make we get the right things in place, for make we come out of this blacklist, which is what the Aviation Director General is doing. Because from APC time, we have been on the blacklist from 3. And so what we can do to achieve that, that's what I believe is happening. Coming to the MP or the Speaker of the House, you see, power is serious. The way how people that they exercise power, now that make God help we revise the 1991 Constitution. Power has been given to the Speaker. He just think that he go exercise out. Whether it is right or wrong, he believes he wants to exercise it because that is what his power has been given to him. Now, people go for a rationalizer in which context they want to do him, but that is the power he has. Now, maybe me then at the position, I may not do it the way he is doing it, but he has the power to do it. Is it correct? Maybe wrong. But let's be rational. How would they analyze these things? Because sometimes these powers have been given to them and they want to exercise it how they feel fit. That's what me think so.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Lavali. Let me go to Mr. Mengot. I just want to quickly say, Mr. Mengot can correct me if I'm wrong. I think Mr. Mengot in presentation earlier about this banning, if I understand Mr. Mengot correctly, because I asked him 1 or 2 questions, he say, I'm the banning, Mr. Lavalier, I think you're right, but the word banning is a mischaracterization. Mr. Mengot decided to banning it for B, because you can't ban something will not exist, that will not be. But Mr. Mengot, just make some clarification on that so we'll understand. We'll get some clear understanding of whether the banning, in fact, is an appropriate use of the word. because just explain to we again so people can go listen and get some understanding.
Well, as Mr. Labali say, the origin of this, you get it, as I explained, you get the European Aviation Safety Agency. Like all agencies in Europe, then they review the safety on the air. So you get two issues where they deal with. Then they deal with aircraft the way restricted, or airline the way restricted for fly over the European airspace because of safety concern. They also look at issue of countries, them regulatory agency like with CAA, with Civil Aviation Authority, where they issue air operating certificate. What it means, we are not banned. It means we cannot issue air operating certificate for flights registered in Sierra Leone for flight over the European space until such time where we put with systems and processes into place, which is ongoing with we bilateral agreement and partnership with the Italian government.
And this go all the way back to 2000. This go all the way back to 2008.
Yes.
Okay, so we are not. So waiting you own conclusion, because you see people. I think people, if people can just really just take this party thing out, then go get a better understanding of where because I think Mr. Lavali just tried to say, then they say this government. I don't see where they accuse the government of anything. I would have to talk about the history and the current situation. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me. If we can just take this party business out of our mind, I think we will do very well for our country. Because there are people,
okay, let me make one point clear.
Who have the same kind of argument. As soon as you say something negative and it's Kuruma, then blaze. And else can do no wrong. You criticize them. I say, so let me just look at what the facts are, and what the issues are. And let me put, so I agree, I appreciate the fact that we talk about since 2008, we should say now a series of government. It has nothing to do with the current government. We just talk about the issue as to the way things are now, But that, I just want to let people understand that, because I don't understand. Shouldn't people say anything as long as you involve the government? If you don't agree or if you get certain opposing view, I strain for understand which are the point. But I'm glad the 2008 Leone make as a benchmark we involved several governments and Eskuruma, and BO, I guess Kaba. Yeah, I don't know. But go ahead, sir.
Okay, just to put this strength to bed, then I go to that speaker issue. Every year, the European Aviation Safety Agency, they put updates on air safety. The reason why this come into being, and this is not for government, and I will tell them, now because they link this one now, which now annual reports, but when this report come now, they link out with the failure of Air Sierra Leone for takeoff from the ground. Remember, say under the previous government, we been get fly Sierra Leone. We not take off. It start the go off. Then now we don't get Air Sierra Leone. So this is all to deal with the same tool they talk about, not national interest, but people's trying to score political points using the Red Army and the Green Beret. So I will just left on there.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, now let's go to the speaker in ruling. And I talk from my experience of working in one of the lead parliament under the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, which is the British Parliament. I know they're saying that's so for Apuna Salono, but now looking forward, right? Waiting the speaker they talk about, so normally in parliamentary terms, we call it contempt of parliament. And a contempt of parliament can be either by an MP itself, because remember Gavao, where himself they may accuse of contempt of parliament, where been come out and say corruption in a parliament, or it can be an individual, either a reporter or you and me. So waiting at that contempt of parliament there, how can you do contempt of parliament? Contempt of parliament now way, when parliament they deliberate on an issue, if it's a committee, as long as they deliberate on that issue, they pause enough for make comment on that issue until parliament finishes the deliberation. And if you go in a parliament again, you begin make noise or disruptive, then a contempt of parliament. Right. Let's say this utterances where this journalists make, the speaker interpreter as contempt of parliament. What should normally happen in the interest of justice, you know? Anyway, if there's a contempt of parliament, parliament get the right for summon the journalist, right, to their ethics committee or whatever, and give a chance for let his state opinion before them ban him. That's what happened in other parliament. I'm not saying for happen in Salono. That is parliamentary process, pure parliamentary process. Because when he ban him now, he say until such time where he lift the ban. But he not tell we waiting at the conditions under which he go lift the ban.
But you know, if you tell me which the man do wrong, you know, if you tell me, does he? Which rule he violates? Which rule? Based upon what you talk so?
Yeah, so if he was in contempt of parliament, in the opinion of the speaker, now make sure we get Parliament Ethics and Standards Committee. He should be called before that committee. And also, as the opposition leader say, they can refer the matter to the IMC, the Independent Media Council, or the SLAJ, the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, because now then they look into standards and ethics, and IMC is legally constituted by the same parliament. The next thing we are concerned about, now this idea of where the caller then talk, where they talk about the chamber, right, and restriction. In British Parliament, and as same say in Sierra Leone, they can use the word strangers. Strangers now we know to member of the parliament. Every Sierra Leonean, right, who is an elected voter, somebody where they vote, get right for access parliament. If you get for restrict them, you get for get a reason for restrict anybody, either in terms of security or obstruction. So parliament is the people's parliament. Then I listen to me journalists who quote SO42. That what's in a SO42? Now the standing order, right? Standing order now the rules and the regulations of parliament, which is based on relevant sections in the constitution. In my own view, when they say the parliament, nobody can, the speaker a ruling is final, then they refer more or less to deliberations in parliament, where sometimes they don't discuss, then the speaker make a ruling as the referee.
Of which there was none in this instance. There was no deliberation.
That is my own, what I will call knowledge and experience in terms of parliamentary rules, procedures, and conduct. So I will just left answer. But we want the speaker, in fairness, he's a lawyer, he don't get the ban, at least he don't make a ruling, but he can tell we the people say, we say until such time where he remove that ban, it will be very well for let he come at a later date. Well, this is where we question the opposition. We will come back to the last one we want to talk about, this constructive criticism. Because members of the opposition or independent members of parliament should raise that issue with the speaker and say, and ask him for make a clarification as to what conditions Mr. Melvin waiting in column get for meet for let it be accepted back into parliament. Because it's just like giving somebody, it's like giving somebody a life sentence. Even life sentence, if we don't give life sentence, then go say to serve a minimum of 20 years. They're not just
Exactly.
Am I right or wrong, sir?
No,
That
you're
is
right,
my
sir.
opinion.
Okay, and in addition to that, I think the order is arbitrary and capricious because, I mean, it's not based, and the speaker cannot be the accuser and the executioner. If you're the accused, like what you say, there are parliamentary procedures, whereby if you feel that way, you go relegate that to a body in a subcommittee or something for taken from that point on. But for the sake of the country, for the sake of democracy, for the sake of the law, we cannot clap because Abdul be go in that direction there. But we like for now, I have the one finishing what the school of thought no matter now. Whether there is a school of thought that see one side as criticizing democracy allowed that. The law, the constitution allowed that. So where is the offense? Where is the violation? What is this newsman in violation of? Where is the power given to the speaker for exercise that power there? What section of the law gives that power? They say he alone can find something to be offensive and he alone can ban somebody. And there's one thing also over the talk about trying to clarify, sometimes improve the system. Mr. Mengo just make mention of the fact that in England, visitors are referred to as strangers in Parliament, and probably Sierra Leone, they do the same thing. Is that right, Mr.? Do they refer to the people as strangers? Okay, now.
Yes, that makes it a strangers gallery. That's why you get strangers gallery.
Well, that's a misnomer. That we shouldn't even have a stranger gallery. If Parliament is the people's house, I cannot be a stranger to me your house. So now a misnomer that one day. So we shouldn't even use that vocabulary. Even if we
copied it wrongly.
Huh?
We copied it wrongly. We copied it wrongly from the British system.
Yeah, you cannot be. It defies logic. You cannot be a stranger in your house. So they should do away with that vocabulary there. Like I say, now that make we go school, now that make we learn book, now that make we get we education. We for look at something what we want copy, let us copy when it applicable, when it makes sense. So they should even be, because there are a lot of things about the system I'm against, even when they can refer to a defendant as the prisoner in the dock. It's not a prisoner until he's found guilty. The British system, then they say the prisoner. How? You're not a prisoner. Or what if you're a prisoner? Well, what's the trial all about? But so there are certain things that are not right. But if we question the speaker in exercise of that power there about bandit, where does he get that authority from? What rule, what authority, which in the parliament will give that power there for say, at your will, he can just ban anybody from coming there. Then he raise the issue again, because I'm raising all the issue unless somebody disagree with me. When you say my chamber, is parliament a chamber? I don't think so. When they say, when a court, can the judge say the courtroom is...
Let me explain that term again. It comes from the British system.
It's a wrong term. But go ahead. The chamber, now the office of the...
It comes from the British system. When they say the speaker's chamber, because in Parliament in Britain, the speaker get parts in the Parliament when he can retire. Yeah,
I agree.
In chamber.
Yeah, but not the Parliament itself.
No, where you can go see him privately in the speaker's chamber.
Yes, sir.
Right? But where he was talking about, he's talking about the well of Parliament. The well of Parliament is not the speaker's chamber.
It's not his chamber. That's my point.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're right. That's my point. Just like a judge will say the courtroom is his chamber.
Yeah,
the judge can say my court, but he can't say my chamber. So I think there are some. This not what we call baby power. This is not a reasonable exercise of in speaker power. I don't think so. I'm sorry. And let people are not looking from the standpoint of objecting or opposing government. They talk strictly of what the law ought to be. APC, SFPP, white, black, Minde, Timini, it no matter. Then we try to adhere to the rule of law. There is too much lawlessness on the part of authorities, and they make laws where they don't self no one comply with. And this speaker worries me because it looked like he get dictatorial tendencies. So but
anyway, it's about 4 minutes past the hour.
Let's go to the constructive
criticism. No, we get other governance issues them, but also we could decide now either we continue this governance issue next week, or we go to the next topic when a short topic we can comment on when are the fisheries issue. It's up to you, sir. What do you think?
Yes, yeah, let's go to the fisheries issue.
Yeah, as a roundup.
Yeah. So the video is.
Today na capital one for Ghana is owner the fisherman there. The boat owner there, you want the way they fish business. But say the government next year February the 1st, government they lock the water. Government they lock the water for 1 month. When I'm going to begin requirement government go lock the water. Government they lock the water because the fish they will get as alone. The fish that they don't. And the one way the fish is turned out now because the people that will be there they're not be using bad method of fishing. So they be left way for let the fish they go and but not be the go far. If they don't money at the water, you don't get big fish there. Now the fish they know they pass and go far before they even forget fish. Before the fish that they don't at the country will not go allow that they for happen because beginning day when they tell today by this time and small so they're not going to eat tomorrow now this water they sell them for fishing forget their livelihood. So with the lock the water follow make sure say they fish they will get Pele February they all when they go down burn down they beginning they go down say 4 months they go down even for big small they go now the middle of the water. So by the 10 hour now they want catch them now then they go in for the balance and small. So get Bakubaku fish. Salon will get Bakubaku fish. But the fish will get now and the trade now for come. Fast and goes fast and go get. And the fisherman they so far. Fast and buy Bakubaku here for go fishing. So they when they go fishing they know they get separated. So now that means the water we dey lock up for 1 month. But if you don't be registered, if you don't register you go, you don't license, all the benefits for them inside our month day, now you go get them. But if you not register, you not go blame government. Because government na cobra, government no say when you stop causing for lane no get, because there are some timber, we will not go pushing out, we will make a lane not to suffer.
Okay, sir,
Yeah.
over to you.
No, over to you, Mr. Mengot. Go ahead.
Okay, now this is very interesting. Now the language for viewers and for no say this thing that the Deputy Minister of Fisheries, I don't know his name. Now I go around, I think say that in a tumbo. Where they go say, well, government say they for stop fishing activities for a month because like what they talk, they say them fish that we don't get belly, then get for born fish then. So when they born the fish, now them fish then they get for mature, for they go able catch fish for their livelihood. And he also talks say the fisherman then for register, and when they go register, they go give them some kind of compensation for probably loss of business. So this is a very interesting thing. I'm not vast in the science of fish breeding and everything, but I find it very strange. My own question is, we get a lot of poachers them. I think government, we get a lot of poachers them where they poach with fish now water. And that is one of the reasons we fishermen them not able to get substantial catch. Again, as you can say, Mr. Shillon, successive governments have looked at fisheries protection policies. But we still get people them where they come encroach the water. Let's try to look at strategy for how we go reduce poaching and illegal fishing alongside this new announcement we did not make. Then I'm the only comment, sir.
Okay, and I hope when you say poaching, some people won't go understand, some people not go understand what in poaching. Then are people in where they kind of with water, we territory, you know, and then catch we fish them or catch we fish them where they're not supposed for day. Now we know say we get foreign trawlers them, you know, where they come all the way in the water because we not get the manpower for monitor with water, you know, with territorial sea boundary. And then they come, then they use commercial and trawler them, catch we fish them, package them at sea. They trawler them at factories at sea and export with fish in the name of the country where they kind of water without permission. So I'm not so sure. Again, myself not get no specialty of fish than the bone. If we close the water for 2-3 months or whatever, that will produce enough fish. Because as long as we get people and they poach, then they can, then the thief will fish. No matter how them fish them born, 1, 2, 3 scoop of 3, 4, 5 foreign and commercial trawlers them, then go scoop all the fish again. So the fisherman and they go, it don't tell you where Sierra exists. It don't tell you where that city exists. We never get fishing problem. We begin to get fishing problem where we know the patrol with boundaries, with sea boundaries, with territory. Then the problem lies. So I don't think any amount of fish or banning or suspending the time where people can go. I like the policy of the government. I appreciate the government understanding that people are going to make their livelihood from fishing. If they are being banned from fishing, then what the government said they will give them some kind of subsidy. That is very commendable of the government because now the livelihood and so if you not ban them from fishing, then it makes sense for giving small thing where then go what we will call hand to mouth until they open the thing again. But we'll go find out for say when they allow the people to go fish back, it not go take long. Fish go scarce because of them commercial trawlers then with water where they come 50 miles, 100 miles, scoop everything, kind of net, will not get the ability for patrol. So what you will do if we make fish bokuna salon, now for let we begin for patrol with territorial water. If we do that one day, we're not going to get for wait stay, we're not going to get for close beach, we're not going to get for close wharf, we're not going to get for do anything in there. There will be plenty of fish. Now, me opinion, Andy, when I just a layman opinion. These are the kind of thing I would love if then we can able to get an expert, you know, and in this field, we will come and tell we, you know, some marine biologist or somebody who understands something in fishing and fishery, for can tell we whether that policy they go produce the intended result. I think the government is well intended, but I don't think the banning will produce the intended results. I'm in your position around there. So that's it. Now, let me inquire, are there any more callers from the control room? Let's see. Okay, we have a couple of callers. Let's take a call. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you call from? Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello, yeah. Hello, yeah, Mr. Shilon.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the call again. I just want to chime in. Then I go with the topic one with the talk about.
Yeah, go ahead.
Parliament, then this last one we want to talk about. This fishing.
Go ahead.
Mr. Amengo just hit the nail on the head, and I wait till I'm one for deliberate on 9 insef 9 the submissions and that we
About the speaker.
but wait till I will just add the bottom line is for the past I go say past 2 decades now, it done the worst that we not get tolerance in the political culture. That's virtually absent. Tolerance it don't become so bitter that even them picking them, we don't indoctrinate them with that culture that the picking enough for be tolerant as far as political discourse concerned. The speaker is ruling. Like one ask a question, the speaker is ruling, especially in play on words, on the use of off and in, because I mentioned 2 sections in the Constitution, I think section 37 and also one, of 2/3 majority of parliamentarians and of parliament and 2/3 majority in parliament. Now, the bone of contention is it don't give a ruling where subsequent parliament then get for quorum on that ruling the way don't give. My question to now, any private member is ordinary citizen can take the matter to the Supreme Court for explanation, or are the parliamentarians also, any of the parliamentarians, let's say the opposition parliamentarians, can they take it to the Supreme Court for explanation, the meaning of the in and off parliament within that clause? I not say we constitution is full of ambiguities. So I make any of the 2 parties them. I make I always tell them say Alusane and Rusain, the APC, when they always they defend the lacuna in the constitution for to their advantage. They can take on a parliament and the
Abdullah, answer a question quick before you continue. Abdullah, answer a question quick before you continue. You know me see the full debates, but I remember na clip Dengiwi. I listened to the full debate and the speaker be make a comment say Melvin Mansare na a private citizen, and if you now agree with the ruling, he can take the matter to court. I remember him saying that in the long deliberation. Because what you give so now just a summary of that.
Yeah, as a follow-up. Okay, as a follow-up, what you just said, so Mr. Mengot, taking the matter to court doesn't mean his right to free speech is restricted. He still can openly, as a journalist and as a private citizen, disagree. As long as he does that in a respectful manner, violate any parliamentary rule. But as a citizen, you get a right for disagree with the speaker on from your professional standpoint. That shouldn't. You see, like I have to just talk about tolerance. This tolerance now will for land for say democracy to teach with maturity. Let we disagree and at the same time don't hate each other. But we not seem to reach that point they hate. And this young speaker, I'm concerned, get dictatorial tendencies. We get, but this is what the law is. But the fact that this man get for go, you say go to court. No, then say I cannot openly disagree with you, Mr. Speaker. I think I get a constitutional right to that effect. I don't think you get a legal basis to ban that man. I don't think so. But that's a mere humble opinion. So I think the journalists can challenge that. Let me go to the other caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Who's side you call from?
Yes, sir. Now me again.
Yeah, go ahead.
You get me?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah. You know, being a salon, when you come to governance, what you understand about governance is me, particularly with the constitution we get. Adea, Namina, the bra, I mean, they do everything. So if you not agree with me, go to court. When you go to court, the court no they decide on that case. All a waste of time. I can understand why sometimes they say when Mr. Ashilon the talk say, Lord, we will put their foot onto the fire. That's a brilliant one, boy. We've seen the examples, them plenty. Lara says where them pull commercial. The case where you can't go na court for say the government wrong before the suspension, therefore don't refer us to the GLC or JLC. They not do them. They not put they not list themselves till after 2 years, 9 years list them. Anything we get government interest, they don't judge on them. If they judge on them, they will judge the wrong way. Even they do them, the DPR before the elections, it happen every time. Then thing that they happen. So me, if me say the other policy, I know they go there because I don't say that fine thing for me, but I know they go there because I don't say it's a waste of time. Government one time go get them. The other thing that we have observed is when it comes to governance in Israel, we just can't talk. Anybody we say you can't talk, they talk like say we are own a country where they progress, where they do all the right things. Look at that aviation lady. Yeah, the way they talk, like say Salon, we did up there. If you meet and just the way they go and negotiate with Italian or European, they go say this is not student, which is try for doing does the person know what? So it not surprise me. It not surprise me say Salon they go before because even when you talk about the trawler them, the government knows say not only the people them they deplete the fish them. Now Korean and Chinese people and they deplete Salon water, they fish them from
Correct.
water. They know it's not even during the night too.
In broad daylight.
They do them during the day.
Yeah, in broad daylight.
So they're not able to talk to them because we depend for go to China for go big or China. You cannot any rational person not go be a partner of China because China now a nation that's hungry for resources. So if you expose your resources to China, then go make use of them. Then give you they can build something for you small, then take everything and can go. But this again, it comes to how we think as a nation. If no more we come out outside Sierra Leone, we don't come now. Now yeah, we don't see all the good things them. Instead of we export them na Salon, we should again with the worship political parties there where they the Christian is talk, then get the record. We don't see the record. SLPP didn't have power till 2007. Light not been there, water not been there. And Skurma take to 2018, light not day, water not day. This man back take there is no sign that things will improve. But we still the talk say, oh, no, government will never be nationalistic, oh, na patriotism. This thing you don't sell them. Patriotism, we not get for sell them. When you do something, we person the see, where it better, it go take them. Now, why are they in Europe? So I'm not patriotic, but I have to pay my taxes. I get for work. Now, Belgians, if you don't have a national anthem, but they work for the country. You don't just make it as a concept for sales, say, patriotic, this. Instead of that, you go the other way for put fire behind government, for make them deliver, make them stop for expand government, make them stop for they pay themselves allowances. Now, only Salon, somebody, they go get salary, then get back motoka, then get a host, they get all the allowances. But when I sit down, I so we condone all that, and then one follow we condone them. Sorry, we not go do them. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much. Lots of thanks to all we call as them and we contributors. And I strongly encourage even Una we still think say any objection, any adverse comment, na criticism of the government, I still encourage you for call, although not to we intention nowadays, because we want for your voice. And we hope say by this exchange, we go get mutual understanding, and no matter how we disagree, we'll go reach a point where we'll help the country. So please feel free. Don't think because you could come up with views then way different from other people, or we go contrary to any comments that we might make, that you are still welcome now. Okay? So because we own intention for promote understanding, now for promote progress, and now for promote the rule of law, now for promote compliance, now for promote democracy. That's all we care about. We don't care, we don't get much caring for APC, much caring for SAPP, much caring for any other political party, not to we interested in this. So, but, to own our way, see that as a major issue, then you say to each his own, you're still welcome to call here. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for participating. Happy New Year again. We'll see you on next Sunday. Mr. Mengo, do you have, if you get any closing, go ahead.
Yeah, my final closing remark, it will be short, sweet, and positive. Okay. Because we talk about we talk about governance, and we talk about tolerance. Now, for round out what people and say, we talk about nationalism. One topic we want to we talk today, will not get chance, we will continue. Now, this one where the chief minister, they accuse the opposition of nothing better for offer in terms of criticism. So we get the two sides, they're always there in a slanging match. So we will not say, as from next program, when we discuss with governance thing, we go look at who side they agree, and who side that agreement they come. Now the 80 recommendations of the tripartite report were very important. So we go try for serialize them and get well-meaning Sierra Leoneans and for join we. Now we inform people about the governance system because it's touch on everything: political tolerance, accountability, transparency, constitutional changes, and all that. So with that, I tell you thank you for when I listen to this first program. In fact, we gain a bunya today, because we go above the hour and encourage people. So until we meet again, this is you loyal citizen, Mr. Mengot. They say bye from Surrey in the UK.